Hey, what's up guys, Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today is going to be my new version of Drytron. Now, I'm not really sure if I've already made a list for this. I know I've made my Megalith Drytron list, but honestly, this deck has one of the craziest end boards I've ever seen. I'm talking 5 monster negates, 2 or more Omni negates / summon negates, and a bounce with follow-up. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting things off with the rituals, I play 1 copy of Herald of Ultimateness, 1 copy of Ben 10, 1 Full, 1 Ophiel, and 1 Bethor. So this lineup is not super standard, but I'll explain all my choices. So Ultimateness is one of your main ways of setting up disruption, and I actually really like it. Ben 10 is easy to loop in this deck and gets you access to your cards like Diviner the Herald, Eva, and that kind of stuff, as well as getting you access to Herald of Ultimateness. In the Megalith lineup, so this is the only way I have, or one of the main ways I have to loop Ben 10, and this card, Full and Ophiel are the main parts of the engine. Bethor is kind of just an additional thing in case they like Ash the Full, so that way you can actually still do stuff even if you don't have the ability to do it on that turn. So honestly, this is the optimal lineup because you search it during your combo, and yeah, because these cards actually do brick, so you don't really want to play more, but you can easily play with all of them in your hand. I played 3 copies of Diviner. This card is essential to your combo and is insanely powerful, being able to dump cards like Entis for pops, as well as being able to dump Herald of Arclight for your search combos. So for the Drytrons, I play 3 copies of Alpha the Searcher, 3 copies of Zeta, which searches the spell, 2 copies of Gamma, because this special summons from grave and is actually important to setting up your end board, and 1 copy of Alteus, because this card's just another good Drytron name. So for the fairy lineup, I play 2 copies of Eva and 3 copies of Herald. So the reason I do this is because Eva alone doesn't do anything, but you still do want 2 copies of Eva. It's honestly pretty good, but there's still some stuff I've been wanting to look into for the ratios. And then Herald is just really good setting up another monster disruption. It's all in all pretty insane. So I played 3 copies of Ash and 2 copies of Lancia. You could honestly cut the Lancia and put 1 more sack you want of, but I kind of like Lancia in the main deck. So for the spells, I play 1 copy of Foolish, because you can dump your monsters and get a search. I play 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. This card is just an easy searcher for all of your Drytron monsters. I played 2 copies of Drytron Fafnir and 3 copies of Nova. So the reason I do this is because double Fafnir doesn't do anything, but you want to see Nova as often as possible because it's actually pretty important to your combo, even though you don't need it for the combo. So honestly, like, I feel like this is the proper ratio, although some OCG lists have only been using 1 Fafnir for some reason, but like still, you can do whatever you want with this ratio. I played 2 copies of Meteorus Drytron. I still don't know why they only play 1 copy. It's a non-once per turn ritual summon, and it adds back to hand, which means you can renew it, but that means you could only ritual summon twice, and I prefer to be able to have that option for follow-ups. And then rounding off the main deck, I play 3 copies of Preparation of Rites, because it can actually be a buffer just in case they Ash your Alpha. You can easily search a Ben 10, and there's plenty of ways to pop off with that. So for the extra deck, I played 1 copy of Entis for the Herald plays, 2 copies of Herald of Arclight for, again, Herald plays. I play 1 Anima and 1 Linkuriboh. Anima is just in case I'm going second and I want to try to break a board. Linkuriboh is just generic. I play 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn and access code for OTKs. I play 1 copy of Appaloosa. This card actually is super important to the end board, and it can set up 4 monster negates in this deck, which is crazy. I play 1 IP, which gives you your spin/bounce. I can't remember what the proper term is, but it's really, really easy to pull off and is super, super good. I play 2 copies of Moo Beta. So most people have only been playing 1 copy of this, and I think that's correct, but I kind of like 2 copies of it, just because even though I don't use the negation effect, it's honestly a decent card all in all. I've been playing 1 copy of Beatrice for certain extension plays, 1 copy of Assembled Nightingale with the Zeus package. Honestly, the Xyz is kind of changeable. You could cut out Beatrice because it's not necessary to the combo, but still. So that is it for the deck. Let's go into some combos. So here we are at the replay. This is an insane 2-card combo that is easily extended and is just super, super powerful. So let's jump into it. So main phase, of course, go into Nova, use Nova to summon Alpha, Link for Link Karibo, then use Alpha's effect tributing the Zeta to summon Alpha, search the Ben 10, use Zeta's effect to tribute the Ben 10, summon it, then you get Ben 10 and Alpha's effect. You get to search the Meteonus and the Herald. You can overlay for Fafnir effect to dump Gamma. Then you normal summon the Herald, use the effect, dump the Herald effect to search the Megalith full. Then you can activate Meteonus Drytron, and since all of them are 2,000 increments, you can use Fafnir to just detach a single material, which is really, really good. So then you can ritual summon Full, use Full's effect to add back Ben 10. Now here's a part that people don't really pay attention to. This card's actually level 6 right now. So the thing is that you can tribute this and not have to tribute the Ben 10 in hand, which actually does come up. So we tribute the Herald, summon the Ophiel, and then Ophiel's effect gets to chain block the Herald, even though I didn't actually do that. But like, the Ophiel's search doesn't do anything. The fact is that you really need to summon the card off of this. So if this card is tributed, you can special summon a level 2 or lower fairy from your hand or deck, except Herald. So then we can summon from deck. We use the effect to summon Eva from deck, and we can add the Bethor. Then we can link 4 for Appaloosa. Now we're technically Nibiru proof, not like we weren't in the Nibiru zone already, but then we get to use the effect of Eva, banish 2, search a Herald, and we can search a Herald, Diviner of the Herald. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what you add off of these 2, but I searched this because it adds another layer of consistency, and then yeah. So then I used the effect of Meteonus targeting Muy Beta. Then I use the effect of Gamma tributing the Ben 10 to summon 2 back because of Gamma's effect. So then you get the search off of Ben 10, search Herald of Ultimateness. Then you get to summon or use 1 material from there because it's exactly 2,000, which is really good. To summon that, now you have 2 2 Omni negates. Then you can summon the IP Masquerena, and then now you have 4 monster negates minimum, 2 or more Omni negates, depending on how many fairies you hard draw into, and you have a material for IP, which means you can spin, and which means you can bounce, which is really, really good. This end board is just insane for any deck to play through. Like, good luck breaking this like 12 negate board. I'm exaggerating, but like, this board is at least 6 monster negates and a bounce, which is crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know how I messed up in this combo, because Lord knows that I cannot do a combo video without messing up. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.